Welcome to the Strackhouse, a show about inspiring women making change. I'm your host, Sarah Strackhouse. Join us to hear their incredible stories. Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining us for another episode of the Strackhouse in the Interim. We are so excited to invite on two guests who are really paving the way, especially in the skincare world. Alana and Jared Mitchell, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely. Well, I knew that I met you guys because you were working with Real News PR a little while back, and I just loved your story, how you got involved and focused on skincare, and just really how you guys are kind of revolutionizing the industry. Can you talk a little bit about what you do, a little bit about your companies, and how, a little bit about your background?
Yes, love to. So, like you said, I'm Alana Mitchell, and Jared and I founded skincarebyalana.com together. Gosh, has it been 13 years now?
Probably more. I don't want to date myself, but yeah.
So, a long time ago, and I'm a licensed esthetician, and it really started from, we were talking about this recently, out of a recession from the housing market crash. And I needed a way to be able to almost like a catalog online for my clientele that I was seeing. And so Jared had another business, was in a band, and said,
Very cool.
Why don't I build you a website and let's see if you can, we can retain some of that and help you out and keep that going. So I was like, great. So we went to Costco, got a hot dog.
This is real.
This is a true story.
I love it.
That's how it started.
Yeah, I was in Costco. You know how they have the flyers on the side, like home insurance and air conditioning?
Right, everything.
Yeah, they used to have one that said how to build a website. So we had that conversation earlier that day. I'd just gotten out of the water surfing and was hungry. And I grabbed the pamphlet and went home and built a website.
Wow. What if you hadn't been hungry that day? What if you hadn't gotten that hot dog?
Well, that's not a problem, Sarah. I'm always hungry.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, that's very true. Always hungry. So that started us in a very unplanned journey, like most things, because he was in a professional band and we thought, he was signed our major label and we thought that was going to be our life. So we just needed to create income for ourselves while, he was going to make it and tour the world. So, but then the iPod came out and that all changed for his band. And so we found ourselves with this website and I was needing help between clients and Jared would come in between deck jobs because he had a deck business he created. And he would help ship and sometimes answer the phone and help ladies, pick out the right skincare products as I was in with the client. So that's how we first got started. And we realized, we looked at each other, like we have something here, like this could be a full-fledged business that we could do together, give your knees a break. If we go on the road touring with the band, like we could still do this from afar and figure things out. So we just kept going.
She did a good job there.
Thanks.
I love it. And I know it's also, you focus a lot on natural ingredients and safe ingredients. Tell me about your journey kind of finding what the skincare industry looks like.
So my journey started, actually I joke that I was born into the beauty business because my mother started in the 70s with brick and mortar and beauty supplies. So I really got a good history early on and really dove into, because she opened up a full service spa. She wasn't a cosmetologist. She was a real estate agent turned entrepreneur. So I got to learn about the spa world, and the spa world is very niche. It's not your department store. It's not your drugstore. So that was a really great time for a lot of women owned and small independent brands to start changing the independent beauty, if you will, with the clean ingredients, the natural ingredients. We were moving away from preservatives and people were like, what's this petroleum? And I don't know why, I don't want this and I have cancer. So that really started me on my education. And then as I opened up my own spa business, I really sought those out. And fortunately, I was able to find those brands that a lot of women were looking for that were clean beauty brands. And that started on the journey.
Yeah. Well, and you know, it's funny. I had no idea how important clean beauty was, to be honest, before. I told you earlier, I'm pregnant, and all of a sudden I'm so focused on what I'm putting on my face. You know, before I was like, oh, yeah, this looks great. You know, this is coverage, this stays on, or, you know, and then now I'm actually going through and looking at all the ingredients. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff in here, half of which I have no idea what it means. And then it might say, oh, organic, or, you know, there might slap a label on it, but it's, you know, really understanding what is in your skincare, whether it's the lotion, the primer, the makeup. You know, I had no idea how much was involved. So I have so much respect for, you know, you and people who put together these companies that have so much care in all of their products. So I really love that. And yeah, and so I know you've kind of expanded since then, and you have a number of companies together. Can you talk about each one of those?
Sure. You want me to take that one? Yeah, skincarebyalana.com is like our original company. That's the one that we started in that little 70 square foot room, and has grown quite a bit. We started selling at retail one product line online.
Yes.
And now we sell over 300, and that's over the course of 13 or so years, just adding lines, finding really cool lines, like you said, that have natural and organic ingredients that we've tested and tried ourselves. So that business is still growing despite, you know, Amazon, you know, kind of taking over the direct-to-consumer world and all that. So we're really proud of that, and it's developed in this really cool retail business. And I mean, a few years ago, we just thought, you know, I think we could really fill some gaps in the market here that we see that these other product lines are really missing.
Yeah.
And so we decided to start our own brand, under Alana's name.
Yes. And that was a passion of mine that I didn't know I'd actually get to do it. And then customers asked me, they're like, well, can you make me an eye cream? And I want this. And I went, well, okay, let me see about that. And so with an eye cream, and then it just kept going, and they liked it and they wanted more. So again, something that kind of started really natural and organically, and really has been an amazing business. So the retail skincarebyalana.com, like Jared said, and then Alana Mitchell, which is the beauty brand. And now we're getting into hand sanitizers and soft goods. So really expanding the brand to, like you said, my tagline, taking care of the women that take care of everyone else. Like, I feel like I understand what women like you and our age group are going through, what they need, what they want. They want quality, they want safe, they want affordable luxury. They want something they can trust and know that they're backing a company that has the same interests and passions as they do. So it's been an awesome journey, and it's only been about 5 years, and we're growing every year by 10x. So that's been awesome. And then Beefy Sites.
Yeah. And so a lot of people ask me, you know, are you into skincare? Like, you know, what's your deal, buddy? So, you know, oddly enough, I have started to really get into it and start even inventing some products, like you were mentioning, you know, being pregnant. Congratulations. That's so awesome. And, you know, that's a common question that we get, you know, what to use. And then another one with everything going on right now is, you know, I'm getting all this acne because of my mask, you know, so like we have a mask coming out that we invented.
Over there. Very cool.
Anti-aging, you know, protective face mask, and it's anti-aging, anti-acne, and all that stuff. So, you know, I actually get my hands dirty, but sort of where I was going with that is with the recent shutdowns and everything going on with COVID, a lot of our friends in the industry were losing their businesses.
Yeah.
And it wasn't cool. And, you know, we thought, how can we help? How can we give back? And for a long time, I've been doing consulting and education kind of separate from the two businesses, but we decided to partner up and start releasing classes to help beauty professionals either grow their brand or their esthetician practice or whatever type of beauty practice they have. So we help them grow that and teach e-commerce classes and how to build a website and things like that together.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And it's really so cool that you guys are doing everything together. You know, I've like I said, you know, I've seen you guys previously, you know, or months ago, and then just seeing you guys here. And I always, you know, see you guys when you kind of play off each other. It seems like you have a really solid, really good relationship. And I feel like working with your significant other is probably tough. I mean, I love my husband more than anything, but goodness, it would be very difficult to work, with that person all the time. Can you talk a little bit about, what that's like and how you guys get it all done? And I know you also have amazing kiddos as well, so a lot going on.
Yeah, we're all 2 boys. Yeah, I feel like it started, so we met in college, and we did not know that we had the same emphasis and major. We met in the cafeteria, and so once we started dating, we so happened to have some of the same classes together, and we kept our relationship on the down low, but we always sat together. And eventually, well, let's go to my place or your place, and we start working on our marketing projects that we had and different things together. So I feel like that probably was like the beginning of us working together.
I love that.
And he get an A+ and I get an A-, and I'm upset, like, you're spinning because he doesn't understand hairspray. And you did something that man understands. Yeah. I was like all up in arms.
I love it.
So that's probably how it started. But yeah, we definitely have had to learn a lot, and we sought counsel and wisdom from others and what's like best for it. We always put our marriage first.
Yeah, we really do. And we've stayed the course with our businesses through ups and downs. And for us, that means that now the reward of that, after being in business for 13 years, is you've created these businesses that sort of run themselves, so you can be as involved as you want. Now that gives us the ability to put things aside and focus on each other first and our kids.
Yeah.
And that's the true freedom that we're after. So
Yes.
for us, that's like, we'd rather have that more than making an extra dollar any day.
Yeah, making more money working for someone else, like having our businesses as it is, like our 2 kiddos, Malachi, who is on the autism spectrum, and then Eli, so he's 5. And so they keep us busy in that freedom to take them to a social skills class or pick them up or just we have so many appointments and doctor's appointments, and they both have allergies and asthmas. And, like yesterday, Jared got to take Eli for a vaccine shot. And so I was like, I'm super slammed. Can you do it? And he was like, yeah, I got this.
Well, just the normal everyday craziness on top of owning a business, plus COVID now, I feel like everyone's in this weird tailspin where, you were, I assume, homeschooling for a little while, having to do that whole thing. And then now, so I mean, a huge props to you guys to be able to do it. And my mom always says, a wise man learns from his mistakes. A wiser man learns from others. So seeking counsel and just kind of putting your marriage first, I feel like that's a huge thing that a lot of people can learn from you for. So that's incredible.
And I should comment on that because not a lot of people know, Sarah, that we share an office. So
And that's actually what you're not supposed to do.
yeah.
Okay.
But you're used to working together at the cafeteria, right? You just continued that in a nicer area.
And when she's gone, I miss her terribly. I really do. I mean,
Yeah.
space is good
We
and
have to
healthy.
give each other the chance to miss each other. But yeah. And why we're working in the same office together, I'm literally like, my desk is here and his desk is here, is because our business has grown and we're super thankful and blessed. And we're looking to hopefully expand, but we are maxed out. Like everyone's sharing space right now. So we're like, well, if everyone's sharing space, Jared and I should definitely be sharing space, lead by example and make it work. So someday, I always say, when I get my own office, it's going to be pink.
That's going to really deck it out.
Yeah, you can't see it, but there's some manly fishing stuff over here. And so I'm like, oh, I'm going to paint my wall pink.
We'll give him that one side.
Make a line.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I love it. And you were talking about your kids and Malachi, and I heard an amazing story about him and how he created a really special stone roller necklace. Can you talk a little bit about him? And yes, I'd love to see the product and hear more about that.
Go ahead.
So I'm wearing this right now, and this is his invention. And up here above us, we actually have his patents. So this is his idea, and it came from, so have you seen those beauty stone rollers that people use on their face?
Mm-hmm.
So I will use that at night or in the morning. And for whatever reason, that's one of the times when he'd like to come in and kind of chat with me and talk to me. And one thing about my son is is not always easy to connect and get information because of different things being on the spectrum and who he is. So when he feels like sharing and talking to me, I really make sure I'm listening and I know those moments. So that's become one of our times where he'll come in and tell me about his day, right after school. How's your day? I'm not going to get anything. That's most kids.
Right.
So he was watching me and he really liked it. And so he said, can you put this in your purse? And when we're out and about, I can use it and like play with it. Because part of it is he also gets anxiety. And so it helps to calm him down. And he didn't want to wear, they used to have these necklaces called chewies and you could chew on it. But he's gotten more socially aware that, I'm 10 and that's not really cool. And I don't people to look at me when I'm anxious. So he goes, Mom, I've got a great idea. Why don't you put the small end on a necklace and then you can wear it. And when I need it, I can just use it or play with it, or you can put it on my back. You could take it off and give it to me and I could use it under, my hands, or I could just play with it when I feel anxious. And I thought it was a brilliant idea.
Such a good idea.
And it's a beauty product.
Yeah, right? It's dual purpose. So now you always have it with you as well.
And it does. So we've helped, so many people and teachers and we'll wear this, men and women, kids, adults wear it, or a mom or dad will wear it and then hand it to the kids. So we have Jade and we'll use it. And we've gotten a lot of really heartfelt people that just, it's helped them a lot, especially during COVID.
Yeah, he really has one of those minds that thinks differently. And, oftentimes kids on the spectrum, they're not going to be your, star football player or the person up in front getting the award at school. You never know, but oftentimes it's the case. Yeah. And so I thought, man, maybe we can just seize this moment and make it more teachable. I thought, why not research and see if this sort of thing can be patented? And if it can, let's put it in his name. Like, how special would that be? And sure enough, we have a great patent attorney, and he looked it up. He's like, I think we can do this. And so there you go. They're up on the wall, and he's got his own patent, and it's really cool.
Yeah, he wants to be an inventor. So we're hoping that we can just fuel that. Yeah, exactly. Oh, he's got so many ideas. There's another idea he had for energy that we asked our patent attorney the same thing. And someone had already started filing, but they didn't finish and had done some research. And this was like an adult. So his idea for this different way of energy with using the sun and solar, it was very unique, and I want to give it away because it's his idea.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep an eye out for it. We'll have to have you back on once it's patented and you can talk about it.
Yeah, just watch out, Tesla. He's coming for it.
How cool, how special. And he's got great examples. He's got entrepreneurs as parents, so that's so exciting, and really, really a nice story and a great example of, how you can push your kiddos, no matter, where they are on the spectrum or what they're going through, to kind of lead for themselves. So that's amazing. I love that. Can you tell me where people can find out more information about yourselves, about your companies, if they are a beauty consultant or they're getting into the beauty world, how they can grow their business? What's the best way to get a hold of you guys?
So for the retail site, skincarebyalana.com, and I know my name, Alana, is kind of tricky in the spelling and the pronunciation. Thank you, Mom and Dad. But it's spelled A-L-A-N-A, and if you call me Alana, I don't care. I answer to it. I get that a lot. So skincarebyalana.com is where the retail website is, where you can, if you're looking for many different choices in clean beauty, my goal and my team's goal is always just to give you what's best for you. And then my brand is alanamitchell.com. So you could go there. It's also on Amazon, Instagram. Both of those names are on Instagram. And then Beefy sites.
Yeah, if you want to learn how to build a Shopify store in just over an hour and start selling products online, that's what we do for free on my site, beefysites.com. Beefy's my nickname that she gave to me, so we decided to make it into my website, beefysites.com.
Feminine, manly.
Was that a band name also, Beefy? Was that your singer cover name?
All the guys in the band, they would all call me Beefy. So yeah,
Beefcake started as his nickname because he's a big beefcake, and so then I shortened it to Beefy.
It's perfect. It's perfect amount of endearing, but still manly. Still has the chutzpah.
And like as women, we want beefy sites.
Oh yeah.
We want our So I said, it works. Let's do it.
Let's do it. I love it. That's awesome. I have one more question for you guys. If someone's watching this interview and they're hearing the tail end of it, or they're taking one thing away from it, what is something you really want them to walk away feeling or hearing?
That's a good question.
Great question.
Kind of a thinker, but
It's a thinker, but it's very important. We stop and think
I've got
about.
a pretty good answer for that. That's
for
okay.
it.
Yeah, I think what I would say is like we hope to like inspire and empower people to start their own businesses as well, or if they're in a business situation right now that's maybe struggling and they're having to hit the survival button.
Yeah.
I think we've really felt compelled lately to help and to also use our brands and our websites to inspire them that, staying the course can pay off eventually if you seek the right counsel.
Yes, I think that's very good. I second that.
yeah, that's great advice, because so many people think, oh, I could do it myself. If I ask for help, I'm failing. Well, no, that's not the case. Everyone needs to ask for help. Everyone, gets it from somewhere. You don't just suddenly come up with an idea. I mean, maybe you do, but most people get it from somewhere. So that's great advice. I love that.
Basically 16 years of our knowledge and wisdom that we wish we would have known, we've learned along the way, and we kind of have it like here, because we have had to cover so many different areas, from social media to digital marketing, to labels, to brick and mortar, to distributors. I mean, just you name it. So that's the other benefit of being two of us, that we work together and we divide and conquer. So
that's great. And especially with social media, there's a whole new world of marketing out there that, just continues to change and grow.
Well, and I think what we found we saw a lot of females being taken advantage by male marketing digiters and such. And that bothered both of us, because they were giving away hard-earned money, and these are like, some of them are single moms, or and they're not trying to get money so they have a nice sports car. They're literally working harder so they can provide more for their family and have their kids to have a better life. So that was also it. We kind of was like, you know what, enough's enough. We want to reach out and help people and give them real good advice and not be taken advantage of.
Yeah, there's guys out there that do what I do that are just complete phonies, and they'll just like take a class from someone like me and then claim the content as their own and claim to these hardworking business owners, all these claims, and basically just rip them off. And so we thought, we have the authority and we have the knowledge and we've done this. So we should be the one that is actually teaching, so these people are getting good information. So
yeah, and they know that they're backed by a trusted brand, trusted people, and I think that's something that a lot of maybe sellers don't realize, or people who have companies don't realize, is that the people behind the brand are so important. Seeing you guys, talking to you guys, you're personable, down to earth. Those are things that buyers look for and create loyalty. So
they absolutely do. Yeah. Today's buyers do, for sure. Yeah.
I think they're getting a little smarter. Maybe it's all the online research or something. I don't know.
Well, I think what's happening is they're realizing that a lot of brands are fake. They're not real.
Or they're just started with money, and they're not,
like we've literally we need to hire someone to write us a story.
Yeah.
Like shouldn't your story be real? Like Amazon.
Shouldn't you already have the story?
Yeah, Amazon's like
yours, right? It can't be. Yeah.
Can't be wrong if it's real.
Exactly.
Yeah, so like Amazon's empowered people with no knowledge of skincare, this or that. They're just good at internet marketing to blow up a brand. And they have to sort of create things along the way. And now Amazon's sort of repurposing themselves and making it harder for them to sort of just sell their products because they're good at internet marketing. And so it's interesting what's going on now. A lot of these wholesalers are really starting to dig deeper and find out if it's actually got legs or not.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's a whole kind of side of things I didn't even you, as a consumer, you might not realize how much goes into it.
Yeah.
We've talked about like the dark side of Amazon and the internet and all the things, and people just like some guy sitting there, with a beer belly and his shirt off, schlepping literally products from China on Amazon.
We know these people.
And they do it.
Yeah.
And people will buy it because they think, oh, it's cheaper. You know, I'm sure I've fallen victim to it many times.
Oh, we all have. Yeah, that's why it works. So we're going to overcome that, though.
Yeah,
We'll succeed.
The ingredient thing is scary for sure. They'll just flat out lie about ingredients too.
Yeah, well, and especially like I said, like for the first time ever, I'm like actually really like, you know, just so focused on what I put on my body and in my body, and then, you know, and so that's, I've been trying to just go to either brick and mortars or online places that I know that like have, like will stand behind their brand kind of thing. So
you could always call or email. I have great estheticians in my shop as well, and they will go through ingredients, and they know. We have one of our most popular blogs is what to use and not use when you're pregnant, because that is a top question that's asked frequently. So I believe on the blog, it's been a while since I've looked at it because sometimes we'll revamp it, and but I'm pretty sure we have recommended products on there that we've done some of the research. We always say ask your doctor, but we've kind of like, here's most likely what, you know, these are a better chance. Yeah, because they come out. I heard new things that the OBs are saying now that they didn't say 5 years ago. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's different. Now we got to look for that.
It's constantly getting updated. I mean, I heard in one study it was like, oh, your heart rate's not supposed to get over 120, and then, you know, something else just came out. Well, no, it's actually good to exercise. You know, just, you know, make sure you can talk through it. But so it's constant learning. But well, thank you again so much for joining us, and I appreciate you both coming on.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you everyone so much for joining us. Another wonderful couple who really has such an inspiring story. We are, of course, on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, as well as LinkedIn, all of your streaming platforms. And if you want to find out more information, go to thestrackhouse.com. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week. If you'd like to nominate an inspiring woman, email me at sarahstrackhouse@gmail.com. Thanks for joining. We'll see you next time.